Hello and welcome to our NTV Bold Women series, the show that is celebrating Ugandan women who are actually rewriting their stories and taking bold steps from ordinary to extraordinary. I am your host, Priscilla Regina Daluoga. Now, today we have a special bold woman, a woman who has literally turned soil into opportunity and a thriving agribusiness. Does it ring a bell? All right, I think it's starting to click. Now, from a teacher in a classroom to cultivating thriving tomato farms and training the next generation of farmers, she is changing the way Uganda is actually seeing agriculture. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Slay Farmer.
Hi.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Priscilla.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
These are things that you've done constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
All right. All right, so let's get into it. So I have a few questions. You have 5 minutes to give
Ooh.
us rapid answers. And these questions are quite many. I have 15 of them. Can you kill them in 5 minutes?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, let's go. Question one. What is the first thing you do when you wake up?
I check my phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Question two, coffee or tea?
Uh, tea, coffee, tea. Yeah.
You mix both of them, son.
I'm a farmer. Coffee. Sometimes coffee, sometimes tea.
Right.
Yeah, it
When
depends
you're a
on the mood.
farmer, the coffee thing comes first.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
But tea,
Question
yes.
three, best part about being a farmer?
I mean, we get free food and free, yes, because we don't buy. I mean, we grow own food. And also, we eat healthy. That's the best thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike you, Kampala people who eat, I won't go there, but yes.
Mama, just so read it.
Free food and healthy food,
We
yes.
apologize.
It is well.
Question four, most challenging part about being a farmer?
The seasons and also the society, how it perceives us as
Yeah.
farmers. And the seasons, yes, and also the price fluctuations. Yeah.
One word to describe you as the slave farmer.
One word, lively, fun, and beautiful.
Okay, so you say you eat free food. What's your favorite food?
Matoke, a pumpkin. Yeah.
Favorite vegetable?
Tomatoes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Social media platform you can't live without?
X, yeah, X, Twitter, yes.
How about TikTok? Sorry.
I love all platforms. I'm all on all platforms, but X, yes.
Farming tool you love most?
The whole. Nkumbi, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ugandan woman entrepreneur you admire?
Dr. Maggie Chigozi. Yes. She's my friend. Shout out.
Advice to women starting in agribusiness?
Be bold. Keep the faith. Don't listen to negative energy. You can make it. They'll tell you you can't make your woman, you're this. Don't listen to that. Just go for it and keep the faith.
One word as a bold woman?
Food. I don't know. Food, farming, I don't know. I mean, one word.
Well, at least the common thing they have is that they're both starting with F for food and F farming.
Yeah.
The two things she
Yeah.
has.
So food, man, food.
From teacher to slave farmer, what encouraged you to make that bold decision?
The love for money. I wanted money. Yeah, money was my biggest motivation
Okay.
to start farming. Yes.
There was not enough money in teaching?
Yeah, if you're Ugandan teacher, or if you live in Uganda,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're in position to answer that question, yes. And there wasn't. And at that time, of course, I was still a young girl and I felt I had the energy. So I wanted.
So what age is this that we're talking about?
34 now. Yes.
No, when you made the bold decision from
I think I was
teaching to agriculture.
26, 27 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why agriculture? There were so many other opportunities, entrepreneurship, being a businesswoman. Why did you choose agriculture?
Well, I'm still a businesswoman. When we talk about agriculture, that's a problem. We talk about agriculture, people think agriculture, farming is just farming. I mean, we make money because we plant, then it's sell and, it's business. Why agriculture? Is because, like I said, I wanted money. And that time, 2019, when I started, tomatoes were pricey. Yeah. I think one tomato was 500 shillings. And me being Sandra then, I was like, why is it 500? I was inquisitive. Why is it 500 shillings? Why? So I thought, because I didn't have knowledge, there's a friend who had visited me just to check on me, and they came with a newspaper. So there was a lady, the lady's in Bali. People had visited her farm, and she had tomatoes on stakes. They were looking nice. And the lady was a bit old, about 50 years. So I was like, hey, if this one is making money, maybe I can also do it. And that's when I got the idea. Okay, I had the idea, but then that was like the spark that I wanted. And I made some research around Nabingo, there were no farmers. You know, we used to get things from as far as Mpiji, Masaka, you know, Luero. So like, I think I can start. I wanted to stand. I wanted to be a different person, and just like that, I sought knowledge from a few farmers, and I started farming. Yeah, I chose tomatoes to be specific. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, she made a bold decision from teaching to
Yeah.
agriculture,
Yeah.
and then she made another bold decision to actually go all the way to Mbali
Yeah.
to get training in growing tomatoes. Her picking up this trade in 2019 with a 50 decimal rented plot, and now she's owning over 150 decimals of land. A very impressive growth. Now, this brings in the business perspective. What were some of the challenges that you encountered as you stepped into this bold decision?
I didn't have the knowledge, yes, but the commitment was there, and I didn't let the lack of knowledge hinder me or stop me or limit me from achieving or starting the farming. The challenge is lack of knowledge, but I solved the challenge by seeking the knowledge. I also didn't have enough money, but I started with what I had, the little, about to M then. And another challenge, of course, being a woman, I was underlooked. Yeah, you're a woman. And I was a young girl, beautiful. Yes, like
They were telling you, Gendo Fumbirwe.
not really. I'd been married before,
Okay,
but
all
yeah,
right.
but like I mean, you're educated. Again, watch of them. So why have you left? You know, education and also she got into college in being one of the post schools. So like I watch of them. So but somehow maybe God wanted me to be here. I mean, because I don't come from a farming background.
Plans are mysterious always.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't come from farming background, so those are challenges. But challenges were there, but they didn't stop me.
Some people don't know where your nickname, Slave Farmer, comes from.
Yeah.
Tell us the story.
No, slave farmer. When I those who have been following me from way back, I love even now. I love taking pictures, but every moment I get, I love documenting. So when I started farming, I didn't share my story until harvest, but until NTV came to cover my story, the first story, because I won't say timid, but I don't want to put the story there then before having people like Twakugamba, we told you when you are not going to make it. But I used to take pictures and keep in my phone. So one time my big brother Alan came to visit me, and Mugamba, let me pause and I take pictures. Let me pause here in I still have those pictures. Like, are you posing like slave queens? Mugamba, no, I'm not a slave queen. I am a slave farmer. I slave the garden. Just like that.
Yeah.
It was the birth of slave farmer. And I said sharing the story on social media. And here we are.
Those photos which you're having on your screen
Yes.
are actually a real picture. She's a slave queen. But
I'm a slave farmer.
That being said, marrying your slayingness
Yes.
and social media to bring out the work that you were doing, how impactful has that been and transformative to the line of business you're in?
Well, the journey has been interesting, I should say, and there's been transition because I started as just a vegetable farmer. My small land, then my education background, people were like, oh, Sandra, I want to come, I want to learn. And my mom, she was disappointed at
So
first.
you're finally teaching.
Yes, I teach in the garden,
So
yes.
God wanted you to be a teacher.
Exactly.
Tomato farm.
Exactly.
God is certain.
Yeah. So my mom was disappointed, of course, having educated me up to. I'm a Makerere University trained teacher. I always tell people proudly, Makererian, yes. Like, oh, mwanange nakwera umanya so there's no money. Like, no, I'm not going to disappoint you, but I'll continue teaching in the garden.
And your town friends are telling you,
And the time, Nakabiga in Kampala, I used not to. They're going to see the pictures where my nails are not even painted.
Yeah.
I was typically in the garden, and so I didn't want to my degree to go, to waste. I started teaching. Well, Sandra, I want to come. I've trained so many people. Yes, you're going to be seeing the pictures on the garden. Practical teaching, because my background is purely education, arts. But it was what I'd practiced. Farming is about what you do practically, not what you read in the books. So it has transformed my life, and it has been from just vegetable farmer to training. Now I'm into seedling propagation, where I have greenhouses, we propagate seedlings, to real training, agrotourism. Like, it has been, personally, yes, the journey has been amazing, and also other young women out there.
Wow, it's been 7 years of what we now call a slave farmer adventures. This is an innovative concept that is actually connecting farmers and agribusinesses. Can you tell us more about how this is actually contributing to professionalizing agriculture for us here in Uganda?
The slave farmer adventures. Now, like I said, don't forget a teacher. And I didn't just abandon the chalk or the classroom.
You just transferred it to
exactly to agriculture. Now, there's so many challenges in the agriculture sector. If you've tried farming yourself, I don't know if you've even ever tried farming,
I
but
have,
exactly,
yeah.
and I'm sure you've burnt your fingers.
So many times, and
Exactly,
it can be
exactly.
discouraging because you're not sure of the season.
Say,
You've just planted. You're not thinking,
uh-huh.
okay, which season am I planting?
Which crop
What is
can I
the
even,
nature of soil that I'm
what's the
using?
most profitable
And the
crop?
quality of seed.
Exactly. Now, and I realized that God had blessed me. Like I have a following on different social media platforms. People know me. The brand has been there, 7 years down the road. And I didn't want to just win or make money alone. Now, the concept was, me, I'm a vegetable. I don't gamble. I don't do poultry. I don't do piggery.
You stay in your
Vegetables.
lane.
Exactly. Of course, there are other farmers who want to do each and everything. Consult me about this. Me, it is vegetables. But like, but sir, don't you know someone who is into poultry? Don't you know someone who is into this? So now the birth of Slay Farm Adventures was because I want, farming is about knowledge. Either if you're a farmer and or if you want to do farming and you've not sought knowledge, you're wasting your money and time. I realized that I can bring these farmers together and we learn from each other.
Okay.
Share experiences, not just learning how to grow vegetables, but also other challenges that we have in farming. Because we realize that over time, you train someone, they come, they excited, oh, I want to be like Sandra, I want to be like, I also want to make money. Once it's on, they've burned their finger, like, I see them, I've given up. But have we stopped eating? The world is still eating. We still need food and all
That
that.
being said, you're
Yeah.
actually highlighting impact and empowering others.
Yes.
On that note, you've
Yeah.
actually founded initiatives like the Stantic SAG and also the Santex Food Limited.
Yes, yes.
How are these platforms actually changing the lives of women, most especially?
Women have learned how to sell their products through the Slave Farm out through Santex Foods, our initiatives. We've told them that don't just be farmers because everyone can farm, but not everyone can sell.
Yeah.
I've told them, man, I'm an example. You've seen me selling my products on social media. The problem when people go to give it, they want to, no offense, but they want to just scroll, see other people's content. What about your content? You have something that you're selling. So I've taught women and young girls, to sell, to use their platforms, to sell their products like vegetables or whatever they are growing. And testimonies are there. And people like Sandra, it's you that it was your story or seeing what you're doing. Some much you don't come out to tell me,
Yeah.
but they copy, never call, and it still gives me joy.
And it has also
Yeah.
put you in a position of actually creating partnerships
Yeah.
with other development organizations in order to grow these things and
Yeah.
extend them to the necessary communities.
Yes.
How important is partnership in actually ensuring that as many people can be reached?
Well, farming, you can't grow alone. I've seen so many selfish people, and they've not grown. They're and they're still there. But no offense, but these are facts.
Yeah.
Over time, I've learned to partner. No longer, so if I know that in this farming journey, I've partnered with people. Not very big organization, but even organization partnership has been maybe influencing for them because I'm also an agro-influencer. Maybe speaking on different forums. That's also another story, man. We need the whole hour.
Because influencing, you're just you're opening a can of worms. But
No. But what I'm saying, but still agriculture, yes. So partnerships is if you want to grow and learn in this not just growing, partner with people. Of course, the like-minded people. I mean, grow. You can't grow alone. Well, you can, but at what pace?
If you want to walk 1,000
exactly,
go alone. 10,000, go with someone.
Exactly. So when I said the Santex Foods delivery, I knew that I don't grow onions. I used to go to Kabale, get Irish potatoes from different farmers. That's also partnership already. Muyambako ne mujako products ize eranga advertising. If you're in Kabale, you're in Kisoro, go to this farmer. Just like that and things. I don't have it to call. Someone has, I hire it and So if you want to grow partnership in agriculture,
At the end of the day, your 7 years so far as Slave Farmer Adventures has actually given you lessons, advice, and vision.
Yeah.
Give me one advice, one lesson, and what's your vision for 2026 and for the next 5 years?
One advice is start now. Don't wait. Don't wait to have a lot of money, man. Be patient. Farming. You see, we put a seed in the soil, it doesn't grow overnight. It takes 3 weeks to germinate. Be patient. Start now. When you start, be patient. And I've learned to take one step at a time. In this farming journey, it hasn't been rosy. Trust me. Being the slave farmer here, the problem with the youth, my fellow youth, because I'm also still a youth. Bagala bya mango, bagala kufunira wo Sandra mulabye. Where am I getting the seeds? Man, be slow. Take your time. So I've learned to take one step at a time. And of course, when things don't go well, go back in the bed, sleep, start again. Okay. Don't be on pressure. And so lagawa. Again, ampola. And the goal or the plans for Slave Farm Adventures, man, nene. Last year we had the first international trip. We went to Kenya, but there were 130 participants from Uganda. Someone say congratulations.
Congratulations.
And yes, we took farmers from Uganda, farmers from Zimbabwe, some farmers from Rwanda and Tanzania. This year we're going to Tanzania still. Of course, those are part of the goals in May, and it's going to be big and better. Preaching the Greek gospel, I mean, giving hope to farmers, those who have lost hope, those who have lost money. Togwa mumanyi, we are here for you because about sharing experiences. Tibanziba, tofayo nange banziba, wachita mocha, I went through it like this. And then, sigwo sose. Because farming is not just about getting the whole, in as much as my favorite tool, but it's about also rehabilitation, sharing experiences that man, tusobola katale bakoze batya. So Slave Farmer Adventures or Slave Farmer Movement, if you've not joined, Simancho Linda, it's a huge movement where we want to transform agriculture in this country and also continuing to impact lives and growing food and ensuring food security in the country. Man, it's a lot. Bye.
Sandra has become a pastor, but thank you so much. And thank you so much for
welcome.
staying the tide of time, being tested, and now standing bold and firm as a pastor.
I'm a pastor.
Well, from classroom to farming and from a story that's very inspiring, where she was like, okay, I've dropped the teaching, but then somewhere along the way, the Lord knew that the teaching would still come back on board. So to you, our viewers, please remember that bold steps do actually transform ordinary beginnings into extraordinary legacies, like the slave farmer legacy that we speak of. This is NTV Bold Women, and we are rewriting Ugandan women's stories. I am Priscilla Regina Nalwoga.